Hello and welcome to season 2 of Let's Talk About It. I'm Protractor Tanya and today we're going to be interviewing the co-founders of MedSchoolGrammar. MedSchoolGrammar is connected to more than 30,000 medicos all across the country and they aim to simplify medical content for the medical students. Today with us we have Mr. Akif, Mr. Rachit and Ms. Devika and I'm more than glad to have them with us today. They're just one of us who chose to create their own path and today we're going to be interviewing them. So without any further ado, let's talk about it. The first question is what led to the birth of MedSchoolGrammar and how did you get the idea of doing something out of the box at such a young age?
Well, the idea of MedSchoolGrammar actually came in the first year when we were given a project of physiology where we had to take a lecture on a certain topic to the class. So that's when we realized that it's really important to understand the concepts, and once you understand and apply it, it's really fun. It's really amazing. But a lot of students have difficulty in understanding concepts, and so that was the first thing. And second thing, when we were taking that lecture, when we were explaining to the students, the passion for teaching was really strong. So that will to help people and that passion to teach, that is what gave birth to MedSchoolGrammar. So that idea, and then Devika and Rachit absolutely in sync. So we three together started MedSchoolGrammar.
Okay, perfect. So it might have taken a lot of confidence and to start something so new.
In fact,
actually
the idea actually took birth in the common room in our college over a game of carom. So confidence or not, I don't know, but a lot of fun.
Now, kudos to you all for coming so far with it. Okay, so the next thing is today it's very easy to just waste our free time when we binge watch something on Netflix or watching our favorite series. So what are your suggestions in utilizing your free time productively, as you all have very efficiently?
I wouldn't say that utilizing free time to do something productive for academics is the only and the correct option. I personally feel that you should classify your 24 hours into 3 parts: the 8 hours for sleeping, 8 hours for doing your personal stuff, and 8 hours for studying. So the 8 hours that you have to study are more than enough. I don't think anybody here studies more than 8 hours. And after that, you're still left with 16 hours in the day. So out of the 16 hours, you can sleep for 8 hours, you can sleep for 10 hours, and you still have 6 hours with you that are absolutely free. You can do whatever you want. You can do that. You can do something like, if you are interested in research, you can develop your interest in research, learn biostatistics, and improve your skills over there. If you enjoy watching TV shows and movies, it's completely alright to binge watch them. But as long as you do that in a certain limit, a night before the exams, you binge watch the entire Game of Thrones, that's not the correct way to go. So you need to decide your priorities as per the next goal that you have. So you need to have short-term goals. For example, if the exam is coming up in the next month, you know that you have to study this month very well for that. So that is not the month you binge watch TV shows. But when the exams are pretty far, or when you have covered up the portion and you have studied well, that you know that you've studied well, that's the time you can binge watch. So rather than utilizing free time for productivity, I think you should utilize the free time to relax yourself, because MBBS by itself is a very tiring course. So I think you should not involve education in your free time. Keep your education, keep your free time separate, and enjoy both of them equally.
So was MedSchoolGrammar a part of your free time or you had to take time out for that?
It was a part of initially I counted that in my education, but then since it grew, I had to put in more hours. We all had to put in more hours. So it did reduce my free time hours. But yeah, overall it's a combination of both, because we all three that are present here today, we all learn while preparing these videos and everything. So it's a mixture of both.
Okay. So, what would you like to say to someone who's looking to create their own path as you all have for yourselves?
So, if you're looking to create your own path, the first thing you want to do is take the time to set a clear objective as to why you're doing what you're doing. So, answer the questions why, what, how, when. Why are you doing it? What is your objective? Is it only for your CV? Is it for something? Is it something that you want to do for yourself? Is it a combination of both? And it's perfectly all right if you're doing something that's just for your CV. But know why you're doing it. What is your intention? What do you intend to achieve by this? What heights do you intend for your project, your platform, whatever it might be, to achieve? How do you plan to go about it? You want to set a blueprint. You may not have a very detailed plan, but you want a blueprint as to the resources you're going to need, whether you're going to need a team, the time that might be required, whatever it is, set a blueprint. And lastly, when? When do you intend to do these things? Are you going to take out, do you have the time? Just figure out, and when do you have a timeline that you want to set for this particular project? So answer these questions and set a clear objective. Once you're done with that, you need a team, of course, most of the times. So your team should consist of people, yes, who are very good, have the skill sets and the requirements that you need for your particular project, but also people who you're comfortable working with, who you're comfortable in your daily life. Like, I've been very lucky. I have two of my closest friends working with me on this project. So once you've got your team and you've got your blueprint, all that's left to do is work. But that work is hard. It requires time, it requires dedication and commitment. But when you look at your platform, your project grow, when you see the appreciation that it gets from other people, when other established faculty members acknowledge the work that you've done, it is absolutely worth every bit of effort that it takes.
Right. Okay, thank you. And since you all have such an amazing experience in creating content for all the medical students, so what advice would you like to give to the young medicals, like first year students or second year students?
The advice that we would like to give, to summarize it in one word, would be to prioritize. You have to prioritize your time for your academics as well as your extracurricular activities. When it comes to academics, you need to know what to study and how to study. A lot of people say study standard textbooks, but they don't tell you how to study standard textbooks. It's not necessary to study word to word and cover to cover. It's not necessary at all. You have to develop an understanding. So ask your seniors, make good friends, ask your teachers, look out for other free resources. There are a lot of resources. So look out for resources and build concepts. Don't run behind these PG coaching classes. That's my personal opinion, because it's an absolute waste of time. That is a very narrow focus. In the first and second year, you have to build your concepts. So keep reading, keep watching subjects like anatomy, which require a lot of visual understanding. You keep watching free resources and learn. And always remember to have fun, because when you come to your third year and your final year, you remember you're so busy with your studies and your clinical postings, and when you look back, you realize that the best days of your undergraduation were your first and second year. So have fun, prioritize, study, and if you feel like doing something like opening up an Instagram page or a YouTube channel, go ahead. You might not really get what you're looking for earlier, but it will really help you. You can measure the benefit not by subscribers, followers, or likes, but the benefit that you personally gain by creating those content and learning for yourself, making easy things easier for yourself. That's immeasurable. So you can do it, but just prioritize your time accordingly.
Right. Okay, and what would you like? Where do you see MedSchoolGrammar like few years from now?
MedSchoolGrammar few years from now, that's a big one. Our future of MedSchoolGrammar is quite uncertain for a lot of reasons. We don't know where we're going to be once our internship ends and how big this page is going to grow or anything like that. But we have some short-term goals and some long-term goals. I mean, the whole page started out to become a platform where we can simplify medical content in a way that we found easy to understand from a student's perspective. Who better to understand what students go through and the problems than a student themselves, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So that was the aim with which we started MedSchoolGrammar, and that aim continues. That objective will continue throughout. So, in the short term, we kind of pick up from whatever we're learning through our years. If you see our page, it progresses from first year content over onwards towards the clinical content. So as and when we learn something, we try and put it in a way that we find is easy to understand. So things like ECGs, X-rays, ABGs, they seem very complicated when you open it for the first time. But we took the time to deconstruct it and simplify it as best as we could. And we put it there on our page to hopefully help people and hopefully make a bit of a difference to make it easier for them to understand. In the long term, we hope to expand MedSchoolGrammar, the team. More importantly, we hope to make it a platform, a community where all medicos can come together, learn together, grow together, put up their doubts and help each other, where we'll bring in faculty members, which we already do, to hold lectures. We hope to increase the frequency of that. So what we want to turn MedSchoolGrammar into, instead of just a page where we post content, is we want to turn it into a community of medicos. So we hope to expand it, and we were most inviting to people who want to contribute. If you have a video or of a particular sign that you find in the clinics, or a mnemonic, or anything that you feel that you would like to share, with other students, we would be very happy to post that on our page.
Okay, perfect. And one last question for you all is that a lot of students these days don't want to pursue PG as the only option. Like, they're thinking of a lot of careers out of the work. So do you have any advice to give to them?
So other options that are out of the box options are basically students go for MBA in hospital management, or go for research options, go for a PhD. So genetics is the new boom. A lot of students are interested in genetics and want to go and pursue that. So it's completely fine to do all of this as long as they know what they are doing. A lot of students just go for MD, MS or DNBs because those are paths that have been walked upon by a lot of people before, and there is a definite end point to that. A lot of people don't know, if you do a PhD in genetics, what do you do after that? Like, what is the job options after that? So those are some questions that people don't know. That is why they are afraid to pick up such fields. So for them, I would like to say is that LinkedIn is a great resource for that. You will find people who have done courses that you are interested in. You can talk to them, you can approach them and figure out what they did and what are the job options. Like, those who are doing it are the best people to get advice from. So I would suggest that if you are interested in doing some offbeat course, go to LinkedIn based on the job profile or based on the course that you want to do. Search people, connect with them and talk to people. So that is the most important thing, and that is the advice that I would like to personally give students who are going for such courses.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and thank you all three of you for giving your time. And I think our viewers will like the video. And
Yes.
I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Bye bye.